Hi everyone, Mike the MC, bringing another self-care video. Can Jesus save us more times than once? And I think this is a great, powerful theme to consider, especially when you consider the resurrection and how people say, oh, faith and action, all those things come into play. And they do, of course. From the Catholic perspective, we'll say faith and action. From other perspectives, it'll be just faith, others just actions, right? And everyone has their own take on it. But for this video, my take is this idea that, okay, the resurrection occurred. We are saved from sin. Right now we have the path to heaven. However, I would argue, I think people can become complacent and think, oh, okay, we'll just bank on the resurrection to save everything. And I think it is a great thing to consider, always, right, as a foundation. But my point is, can Jesus save us in our lives each day? Can we have miracles each day beyond just that one event? I would think yes, because the fact is I'm standing right in front of you right now, breathing, still alive, not struck by an asteroid, haven't got into a black hole, nothing terrible like that, or an earthquake. I'm still here, right? That's a miracle. And so I think the thing is, when you recognize that beyond the resurrection, our Lord is keeping us safe beyond just that one moment, I think that then plays to each person's subjective life. That is where the free will is really understood more clearly in my idea of how I see that, because it's like, okay, our Lord did an action to save all humanity. Okay, but then what about your subjective life? My subjective life? What about everyone else that's trying to live a life that's like even false to a degree, and you're thinking, oh, why would anyone want to date you or go into a business relationship with you because you're just so fake? See, you're not living congruently in the moment. You're acting like somebody else. You're an actor. So the key here is to live authentically, to enjoy that authenticity, and to enjoy living as a miracle, to enjoy each moment that you're given, but to also use those moments potentially to help other people, possibly even to change your mindset to think, okay, have I been lazy today? Have I gone complacent? Am I starting to think I know everything and yet I have forgotten to test myself? Have I made myself a king and have forgotten what it's like to be a servant? Have I forgotten what it's like to keep working hard and have repetition, to have practice, to develop my skills? And you can relate that to sports, even to that degree. You can understand from that analogy. Point being, if we think we're a king and we don't have to live like a servant anymore, okay, all right, we're in pride in the absolute sense. Okay, why serve or try to survive, right? Why try to even breathe? See, laziness as an excessive form of pride, in my opinion, is the extension of us just becoming so complacent that we think we know everything, that we want to just settle at the top. Settling, being lazy like that, is the wrong way of doing it. Yes, we should rest from our work, but at the same time, we have to account for the miracles that allow us to move forward. And so when Jesus saves us in some miraculous event, from a car crash, from a shot, right? Maybe you came from war, you're a veteran, or maybe someone who's listening in and they had a miracle at the hospital, right? How are you going to redeem your life now that you've been given that other chance to continue forward? How are you going to pursue something great now that you are given another chance? And you think, okay, you can see all these famous people across shows, television, the media, and you're thinking, okay, these people have different podcasts or sharing things that are so nice to listen to, but what is it that you and I can live each day that does not have to be seen in the camera? How can we live our lives authentically behind the screen? Symbolically speaking, metaphorically speaking, forgive me, if I was on the other side of this camera, right, you don't see me, and I'm like, okay, if I was looking this way, it's like you're filming the person that's famous, but what about you, the cameraman, that's filming that other person? Do you consider your life? Do you consider how important you are to the whole production, right? I think behind the scenes is a great way to help other people. Now, I've mentioned in other videos to not be stuck in seclusion, but to consider how you can break from that and find that balance of being a part of life and to continue growing. I would argue to find a way to catch yourself, know when you're alone and isolated, use that time to grow and pray, but then come out of that and to start putting your skills to the test and give it thanks to Jesus for helping save your life each and every moment of the day. And so give that a new idea, a perspective to reflect on. See if that helps you understand the great beauty of gratitude for life and see how that moves you forward. All right, everyone. Hope this one finds you well. Take care. Have a good one.